So, how do you get the most out of leveling all of your skills in a raid? Well, I'm going to tell you how right now. So let's get into it. Okay, for the sole purpose of leveling, and if you want to maximize the amount of points you get per raid before diminishing returns, this is how you do it. Starting off with strength. Strength is weird because you can level it two ways. You can walk it while overweight, or you can throw grenades, or any throwable. Smokes works too. Flash works as well. Any throwable. And after numerous hours of testing and offline raids, I've found that 9 minutes roughly of walking while overweight will get you the most amount of points before diminishing returns sink in. Alternatively, if you're willing to spend the money or you find all of the grenades in raid, if you throw 15, that's the most bang for your buck. The 16th one is which causes the diminishing return, so 15 is probably best. Then, moving on to the second set of walking would be endurance. Your endurance is leveled up anytime you're running, walking, or generally just moving in raid while you're underweight or not overweight. Don't be fat. I don't know. Don't be fat. No. So anytime you're not over encumbered, essentially. This one will come naturally, and one just like strength is like 9 minutes. This one you shouldn't really have to try too hard to level. Generally, it'll level up normally as you go through raids. However, if you want to power level this, you can go into a raid, run to extract, make sure you're in the raid for 10 minutes, and then you'll get your diminishing return. Following that, another movement would be Covert Movement. I found that if you're walking while slowed, so slow walking rather than just regular movement, it takes about 6 minutes. You don't need to be crouched, you don't need to be prone, you just have to have slowed movement. It takes about 6 minutes. The math actually checks out to about 5 minutes and 47 seconds, probably 0.13 repeating, of course, or yada yada yada. But for this, we'll say 6 minutes, and then you're going to get your diminishing. Moving on to more of your gun skill, I was going to test out Recoil next. Recoil, it turns out that the gun doesn't matter, and I fired 3 mags of 60 rounders and an M4, and it ended up getting me the diminishing return. After doing some math, it was like 162 bullets is what you need to fire in a raid for recoil control. No more, no less. So you can load up a AK with a 95 rounder, worst ammo ever, shoot it all off into the sky, you go hide it in a bush, comes back the next raid, next time you get it, you just load it all up again and do that every single raid, and your recoil will be maxed in no time. Then your mag drills. I loaded a lot of mags, did a lot of math, and I understand the Glock is the most effective, the 50 rounders. I wanted to see how many bullets it took in general, and I used 60 rounders with my HK, and it took me 7 mags before I got diminishing return. I had to unload 3 of them to reload them, but 420 bullets is roughly what it takes if you want to max or power level mag drills. Don't know why you'd want to, but the more you know. Next, I started working on your charisma, your perception, and your attention and search. Charisma and perception are somewhat weird to try to level. It took me about 10 items of picking up and dropping in order to max out both these stats. My suggestion to you is every single time you're looting, just put everything in your inventory, and if you don't need it, just delete it as soon as it goes into your inventory. I understand that some items give you more points or XP towards this. However, if you're just trying to power level it up, find 10 to 15 items, put them in your inventory, and then just delete them out if you don't need them. Probably the best way to do it. Tension's another one of those things. Just search as many containers as you want. I used the filing cabinets on Shoreline. It took me 15 to max out the tensions. I don't think this is going to be very hard to power level or level at all. It'll go up naturally. My suggestion would be hit every body you find, every container you find. After you hit 15, only loot the stuff that you want, and you'll be good to go. Again, I use filing cabinets. I just hit 15 and bam, my tension stat was met. Same thing with search. Do the same thing you're doing with the tension. Hit every single body, hit everything you can. However, this took me about 8 cabinets and 12 items to max out. I forget which one needs items and which one needs attention for like the completion, but I did 8 cabinets, found 12 items, and my search was maxed out. So relatively easy to do in any raid. Just search 8 containers, 12 containers probably to be safe, and then after you've done that, just loot what you need. Now Metabolism is an interesting one because it's hard to test in offline raids, because I think Metabolism is calculated at the end of the raid rather than in raid. The rule of thumb here is just eat and drink everything you find. Anytime you're low on water, bring in snacks. I call them snacks. Bring in your juices, anything. Anytime you find something that you can eat, maybe avoid the condensed milk and the mayos, but anytime you can eat or drink something, do it in raid. I ate 6 MREs and drank 3 full aquamarines, and I ended up getting 1 point. 1 point for all of that. 1 point. So maybe this isn't the best one to try to power level in a sense, as it could be very expensive and costly. Now for these next 3, stress, vitality, and health, I pulled one out of Alicia Keys' book and set myself on fire. I figured this was the most consistent way to take damage, and that's how I tested it. So stress, I ran into a fire and I ended up taking 347 points of damage, so roughly 350, and I had diminishing returns. I had slightly over 3 points after that. So it's actually less than 350 damage. However, give or take how much ever you want to try, you're going to have to go get shot to take the damage to level up your stress. I figured that would be kind of stressful, as you know, getting shot is kind of scary. You know, I wouldn't recommend it. However, if you want to level it, you can go stand in front of a scout. Alternatively, if you have friends, they can play whack-a-mole on your legs with their greedy little red rebels, and you can level it that way. So roughly about 300 damage. Following through with this, and then your vitality and your health. After standing in the fire and healing up, I healed for 770 damage, and that caused me to have diminishing returns on my vitality. So again, same as stress, go take damage, heal up, have your buddies hit you, you know, hit your friend's mom. Wait, don't hit your friend's mom, hit on your friend's mom. No, don't hit on your friend's mom either. Well, okay, maybe if it's Stacy's mom. Anyway, health is a different one. I took nearly 1,000 damage. 970 damage is what I ended up adding up to, and I only got 1 point from that. This is another one that's super hard to power level. Every time you heal or take damage, your health goes up, and dying a lot. So go die a lot. I think if the math adds up, it's like 600 total deaths to max out health to level 9 for the quest that's needed. So this is just one that's going to come naturally. And if you don't die a lot, well, maybe you take enough damage. It's just one that you have to level up. There's no real way to speed it up. So effectively, that's how you get the most out of every raid. If there's another skill you want me to try to test or find a better solution to, I'm sure it'll be found eventually, but for now, this is how to most effectively get skill points out of every raid. That's all I have for this time. All I have for next time. Oh my gosh, there's a next time. I'm so good at this. No. Oh, all I got. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. It helps me out a whole lot. If you didn't like the video, please like and subscribe because you're a good person and it helps me out a whole lot. And as always, remember, have a great day.